there is a Mars square Venus that's going to happen. Pardon me. Mars square Venus in the sky that's going to happen, and the astrologers aren't taking into consideration a very simple fact that the mutable squares, okay, so you have Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, and the way that what the zodiac is doing, the signs, is they're pointing at the evolution of human consciousness and the evolution of all the universe, therefore. The I am, the reality of reality. What is it? Well, it's here already. Let's celebrate. So it's just Aries, and then from 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 12. 12 being the max of you have become all the way opened and you're the ocean of existence. Pisces, if you know any Pisces people, those poor people, give them a break. You're privileged to know one of those people. Let me stop this whitewash look. Anyway, getting back to what I'm trying to express about this Mars square Venus, I've been doing astrology, and I am a real life astrologer. I know astrology like a scientist knows the work that they have studied all their life and they have proved that it works, and there it is. I know astrology, and so because I'm a truth-oriented person, if you're a truth-oriented person, just like scientists, you're going to know astrology really well. Astrology is the only real science that can point at all other possible sciences known to man. Includes how the universe was rendering out. Just look at the symbology inside of the language, the cursive used, like air, ease. Anyway, let's get back to the astrologers are talking about this Mars square Venus, saying that Mars has the upper hand in Gemini, and it doesn't. It's not a battle either between Venus and Mars either. But my experience is because I have a Venus in Virgo, and I know a Mars square Gemini that we've always been butting heads. There's always something going on. See, this is the way it works, babes. Gemini is smart. Yeah, it's Mercury ruled and everything, and they're the first ones to gather all the details and everything, but we are advancing in consciousness, and when you hit that angle, which is Virgo, another Mercury ruled sign, another mutable, who is just the advancement of that original gathering of information. It's Virgo who is superior in analyzing it and saying, we can use this and we can use that. They're the cleaner. They're now going to get rid of all that shit. That fucking Gemini is a fucking mess. And I don't care if it is Venus in fall. Let me tell you about Venus, baby, because it rules love. Venus, if you ask me, it's the god that nobody's going to say that we're worshiping, so they give it to Pluto over there, who weeds shit out anyway, right? The destroyer and then the reconstructor, and Venus is like, yeah, thank you. Venus, the brightest fucking star in our sky, it's not a star, it's a planet, okay? We know nothing about it. There's a lot of life on it. I mean, it's just, and it's right. It's righteous up there. Venus, the only superior place for that planet, and this might be an exception to all the planets, is Virgo. They are saying that, it's detriment in Virgo, trashed in Virgo. No, it's not. It's spread thin in all of the other areas of the zodiac, except for Virgo, because Virgo is the air of, yes, it's mental, it's Mercury. Yes, we need that behind the Venus. So when Venus is there, it's a love. It's love for analyzing. It's the love for looking and finding the quality and weeding it. It's a love for cleaning. It's a love for service. When Venus is found in Virgo, and this is me as a really good astrologer saying, excuse me, you're making a mistake, because you can't just cram Venus in there with Mars and Jupiter and everything else. Venus, like I said, babes, I mean, it's probably the god that we're just pushing aside, and now they pull up Pluto. Pluto can't even be fucking seen. But I understand it. I understand Pluto. It's just the raw. It doesn't even represent the human quality of it's God, and it says I am the truth. And now let's look at it. But what does Venus do? Venus says, I love you. And, Venus is not apt really to go into an inhospitable place and say, yes, this is necessary for my life, my heart, and say as a human embodiment. Venus is it rules love, right? It's women, women. Now, where are women supposed to be? I mean, where are they really? They're the ones who are giving birth, and then what do? They all of a sudden now they're doing everybody's laundry and they're cooking and all this shit, and they are running the circus of fucking mankind. They are serving. Now, why is it detriment in Virgo where it's serving? And not only that, babes, Virgo rules analyzing because it's mental. It's the offshoot of Gemini. It's actually the advanced version of a Gemini. Guess what's more advanced? Sagittarius. Sagittarius says, you got all that fucking shit and cultured it up. Every single nation has their schools and their libraries and their geometric, geological maps. That's Sagittarius getting into just what is it? A Sagittarius is like a walking encyclopedia. It's higher learning. It rules Jupiter ruled. It rules all those universities, and they're really amazing people if you know a Sagittarius. But who's better than that? Pisces. This is just how it goes, babe. If you're a Pisces, you're probably at the this is your probably last time here, and you're about to step off into another universe. And I hope you can manage that all. You know, a lot of Pisces might not, and they might have to come back and just start from zero again. You know, because that's intense to embody all of that consciousness. Um, anyway, it's the ocean. It rules the ocean. It's the ocean of all the information has been collected as human consciousness. The I am, and then it's three signs. Um, um, Cardinal, fixed, mutable. Cardinal, fixed, mutable. And it does that 4 times until it gets to Pisces. There's 4 mutable signs. It's at 12. 12, 3. There's 4 threes out of the 12. And those are the cardinal, fixed, mutable. Cardinal is Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. These are really pushy people. They're cardinal. They're the first, cardinal is like, look it up. What does cardinal mean? It means a certain rank of something. It's a certain quality of rank of a person in, say, church or religious. And then fixed means literally can't move, won't move. It's very stubborn. It doesn't mean stubborn. It means stable. Stable. And that's necessary. It's earth. It goes fire, earth, air, water. And that goes around 3 times. And the cardinals reset itself. Aries is the first doi, and then Cancer is like, would you like to put a jacket on? It's a little bit more advanced. And then Libra says, yeah, jacket, smack it. Can you ease up on all those emotions a bit and let's have fun? Let's measure things out. Libra starts getting into the balancing of things and this feeling. It's musical very much. Libra is a trip. Libras are a trip. It's the only sign in the zodiac that's represented by just a machine. And these people right after Virgo, who has analyzed everything, kind of gets really intricate. Now we're going to weigh it, and Libra says, I don't care what. I'm just looking at the equality of it and the quality. I'm just looking at it, and that's why they make really good lawyers and mediators. They're just looking at it and saying, well, actually, it sounded like this. I mean, the music, you're not going to bullshit people. An A is an A, and it makes a fucking shape on the platform. Are you going to harmonize with it or not? They're very much everything to do with music. Everything to do with music. In the big book of astrology, Libra rules music. There are rulership books that are big and say, like, I just said Sagittarius rules schools and all the development of the culturing that comes out of what Virgo just did. Virgo rules the strangest thing. All of the tools that it takes in science to clean it up and get the analyzing material. Anyway, astrologer is not everybody's cup of tea. Astrology is not everybody's cup of tea. It's astrologers' cup of tea. It's people like me. People are born astrologers. Other people are born cooks. Other people are born shoesmiths. You know what I mean? Whatever. But anyway, I'm talking about what I'm looking at is nobody is nobody knows about Venus and the possibility of its supreme placement, it being the only sign to be, is in Virgo, because the Virgos are about health. They they are about service. They are not feeling good unless they serve people, and they want, and they're highly critical. Yes, they're looking at it and say, well, don't use that, use this, and you should have done that, because why don't you imagine that? If, and they're saying it's detriment for love to be there. That's bullshit. It's detriment for love. And I bet you anything it's an exception, because Venus is our god. Love. The brightest planet in the sky. It's not fucking Pluto. Pluto says, we'll look at Venus. If Venus gets right close to Pluto, that person is a sex therapist. Okay, either that, if they don't get their way in expression of the truth and peek it up and look at the details, they're going to be a fucking rapist. Therapist, the rapist. The rapist, the rapist, the rapist, therapist. Okay, never mind. And Virgo rules all of the therapies, the aromatherapy and medicines. They're getting it wrong. I know they are. This is my intuition telling me, because I already saw it. My third eye symptom is that I know how to decode the English alphabet, and I can see this upper spectrum. I can see the reverse. I can see how it's all possible. That, oh shit, and then why wouldn't, let's get into the delicacy of it. You're not just going to cram Venus in with all of the other planets and say, detriment in one sign, and that's it. No, it's actually detriment in all placements except for one. Why? Because love is that way. It's like, they say there's only one thing left to do when you become enlightened, and that is to serve people. How? There's only one thing left to do, is to become as crazy as me. And every once in a while say, you know what, there is such a thing as your real life, and that is never not now. And that's how you're going to engage with people in real time. And nothing else really matters but that presence that you are. And what is that? It's not a people. It's not what you think is happening. All you can be is now, and this is awakening your rebirth into the body of Christ. Love it is, baby. It's not people. It's always now. It is a myth that people can be now.